The waiter didn't head toward the president when delivering the meal. Instead, he walked straight to the command center. In just 2 minutes, the assassin eliminated every technician on board the aircraft, then pulled a USB drive off one of the bodies and plugged it into the computer. In an instant, Air Force One's radar signature was completely exposed. Nearby enemy aircraft immediately received the coordinates, turned their noses around and came screaming in at full speed. Inside the cabin, the two leaders still had no idea the assassin was closing in, not until they heard the roar outside the window and realized they'd already been targeted. Seeing this, security personnel rushed into the cockpit and ordered the enemy aircraft over the radio to break off immediately.
Oh shit.
Instead, they opened their bomb bay. The plane was instantly ripped open by a massive hole. Fortunately, both leaders had extraordinary physical ability and weren't sucked out by the violent wind, but a second wave of explosions followed right after. Both engines were destroyed one after another, and the aircraft became nothing more than a spinning metal rod in the sky. Neither prime minister ever imagined they'd be riding a mid-air roller coaster at their age. Taking advantage of a brief moment of stability, they leaped through the shattered opening and scrambled toward the escape pod area, but the assassin clearly had no intention of letting them go. He reached the parachutes first, casually set them on fire, and burned the remaining ones to ash. By the time the two stumbled and crawled their way there, the assassin had already opened the hatch and escaped without a care. Luckily, the bodyguard reacted fast and actually found 2 parachutes that hadn't been burned. He quickly helped both leaders strap in, while reminding them to head straight for the safe house in Poland the moment they hit the ground.
We can double up!
Not a chance! Too risky!
What about all these people?
We all have our jobs to do! Yours is to survive!
The British Prime Minister was a former soldier. After all, he landed with a remarkably graceful posture, even using a puddle to steady himself. Senna, on the other hand, completely lost control of speed and direction, and plowed headfirst into a dense forest like a ragdoll. Meanwhile, word of the Air Force One crash swept across the globe. In an instant, the entire world believed both heads of state had perished in the disaster. Government systems in both countries collapsed on the spot. Departments were thrown into leaderless chaos. Officials scrambled to seize power in panic, and civilians flooded into the streets. But reality was far more surreal than the news. At that very moment, Senna and Sam were staring at each other in disbelief, looking at the burning wreckage in the distance still belching thick black smoke. Faced with a shared life-or-death crisis, their goal became startlingly clear: find out who was behind it.